We're back. Wait, this isn't where we started.
This is the wrong place.
What's the date? Check your phone. You don't have your phone.
No, I have it.
What the fuck is that?
Oh, not again.
I just a ball from my other side. Let me get that.
We're back.
Dude, that was fucking awesome. That fucking idiot Deadpool has no idea we stole his fucking time machine.
Yay. He's right behind us, isn't he?
Fuck. We're sorry, Mr.
We
Deadpool.
didn't mean to steal your stuff.
We promise we'll put it back.
Yeah.
I promise. I promise. Don't kill us with your swords. I promise.
Yeah.
Ready?
Yeah.
What's going on, everybody? This is Bronco Juggalo,
And Bill.
and welcome back to the Comic Cave.
Da-da-da.
By the way, Bill, I am only 7 people away from 1,000 subscribers.
Really?
Yeah, pretty fucking cool, huh?
Hell yeah.
Hopefully by the time this video actually comes out, because I'm not sure when I'll put this video up, because I got like 5 videos of us that I got to put up still. I'm not sure when I'll be putting it out, but hopefully by the time this video's out, I'll be over 1,000.
Well, there you go.
So look forward to a new contest. Guys, today we are directing, if you can't already tell by the giant fucking thing here, I'm going to fondle its balls a little bit.
He would.
We are doing the movie Deadpool.
Oh! Oh, hello. I know, right? Whose balls did I have to fondle to get my very own movie? I can't tell you, but it does rhyme with Pulverine. And let me tell you, he's got a nice pair of smooth criminals down under.
Fondle its balls a little bit. Fondle its balls a little bit. Fondle its balls. Fondle its balls. This is actually like the 7th or 8th fucking film in the X-Men franchise. But we decided to do them on their own, as their own films.
They are.
Because we just enjoy them that way. And there is a lot of references to the X-Men films. But we'll get into that. And, yeah, I think it's about time that we do this movie because it's a fun fucking film.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. This is probably my favorite one in the whole, if you consider it X-Men franchise.
Yeah. You know what? I'd say it's pretty up there for me too. It's either this one as my favorite or number 2, X-Men 2. Both very good films, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, this was directed by Tim Miller. Stars Ryan Reynolds as Wade Wilson / Deadpool. It stars Marina Bassarin as Vanessa. And that's pretty much everybody I care to talk about. This is Bill's favorite comic book character.
If you can't tell.
Yes. So after I run down the premise of the film and one little fact, I'm going to hand it over to Bill because this is his thing. We're going to get into this. Not saying I don't like it. Believe me, I love it. I love Deadpool. But I ain't nowhere as big a fan as Bill is. So this movie had a $58 million budget and it made $782 million in theaters. Bill's going to tell you a little more about that here in a second. Wade Wilson is kind of a merc for hire, so to speak. And he contracts, or they find out he has cancer. I don't think you can contract cancer, but he got cancer. He volunteered for a super soldier program to basically make his cancer go away so that he could spend the rest of his life with the woman that he loved. A really hot thing called Vanessa that is played by, in my opinion, one of the sexiest women on the planet.
Oh, there you go.
Liked her ever since Firefly. So, turns out the super soldier program was actually a big old fakeroo. It disfigured him horribly. It did give him a super healing power. And I don't know, you might tell me a little more about the character, if it made him more athletic, able to do the things he did, or did he have that ability before? I mean, he was a fighter and all before, but he got really good after, I've noticed.
Yeah, he does get stronger also.
Yeah. Aside from disfiguring him, it also drives him insane.
He was already there.
He was already pretty far gone. This kicked him well over the waterfall. But still a good guy at heart. That's when the fun really started. And where all the blood came gushing out.
Literally, from everywhere. Like Bronco said, this is my favorite comic book character. And that was the only nitpicky thing I had about this film, was the story wasn't exact, but it's close. Some of the characters, unfortunately, like Ajax kind of takes on Dr. Kilbrew's role, and then Angel kind of takes on more of Ajax's role. She had, in this Angel character, they just made her up.
Yeah.
And then Weasel, his tech guy, his arms dealer, took over the job of Patch, who actually runs Hell House and gives out the contracts. So he's still his tech guy, Weasel is still his tech guy, but now he's taken also Patch's role as well. And then there's also, of course, Vanessa, who he does leave in the comics, but she goes after him and goes to the same program, and she becomes a shapeshifter like Mystique in the comic books. So that didn't happen, of course, in this movie as well, but hey, I think we got a close representation for this particular comic franchise.
And as we talked about before, a lot of that probably came to budget. And also the fact that you just can't fit all that into an hour-and-a-half movie.
Yeah, it'd be kind of hard.
So, I have no cons to the film. I thought it was a great film from start to finish. Like I said, I'm not as invested in the characters as you are. I do love Wade Wilson, but I couldn't tell you any of those other characters' names.
Oh, really?
You know, I mean, I knew Weasel from reading the comic books, but I couldn't remember any of the other ones' names, you know, and stuff like that. Of course, I remember, you know, Hydra Bob and all that kind of shit.
Yeah, Hydra Bob.
You know, they really used a lot of their budget on, you know, big old freaking CGI Colossus. That was the only one they could get for the movie. But, you know, too, a lot with their small budget, and this is small for a comic book film in today's day and age.
Well, they didn't even want to make this film.
Yeah, they probably couldn't afford the actors to play a lot of those people.
Yeah.
I mean, this really is, honestly, aside from, like, people who were playing, like, soldiers that were covered up, which, honestly, you are a dime a dozen in Hollywood. You get just a bunch of stunt guys or, you know, a bunch of extras to play these soldiers. The main actors of the film, there was maybe, 10?
Yeah, probably.
Somewhere in there, like, the main
yeah.
people. I mean, you know, so that might explain some of it. Like I said, myself personally, I think it's a great film. I think it really showcased what the character was all about.
Yes, it did. And it also had his supporting cast with him.
Right.
A lot of them were there. One guy we did not get to see either was his biggest nemesis for a long time, T-Ray. We have no T-Ray. Which, he's kind of lame anyways, but still, it would have been nice maybe in the future, maybe to have T-Ray in there sometime.
Yeah.
But, yeah, like I said, for the most part, they hit this pretty good as far as the story went. But, like I said also, 20th Century Fox did not want to make this movie. They had the rights, but they didn't want to make it. And then some test footage got leaked out. Nobody's come forward to say who.
There's been a lot of finger pointing, though.
Yeah, lots of finger pointing on that. And the craze, and off YouTube, the craze from that footage.
Yeah, the test footage, which we all saw, we saw it before it came out.
Oh, yeah.
We thought it was just a short they made of Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool. And it was really fucking cool. And we all liked it. We were like, dude.
And that was actual.
A lot of us thought it was just a trailer. A lot of us thought it was a trailer or a sneak peek. We didn't even realize it was leaked footage till they said this was leaked footage, you know?
Yes, but great leaked footage. And like I said, 20th Century Fox did not want to make this film. After that, they said, okay, we've gotten this great response off this leaked footage. you can make the film, but it's got to be PG-13.
And they gave him a really small budget, which they cut even further.
Ryan Reynolds said, no, this is not going to be a PG-13 film. This is going to be rated R. Now, why would Ryan Reynolds be so passionate about this project? He played Deadpool already once before. And he had no idea about the character. He just took the role. And then we got that piece of shit movie, Wolverine Origins.
Which the best part of that movie, in our opinion,
was the very
Ryan
beginning.
Reynolds prior to the bullshit that happened.
Exactly. That's like the only good part of the movie at all. Well, Ryan Reynolds received death threats, many of them after that movie came out. And he actually researched the characters, started reading the comic books, and he understood why he received these death threats, that he also fell in love with the character. And so he wanted to make a true Deadpool movie for the fans.
Personally, I think the comic book nerds need to settle the fuck down a little bit. I'm glad
That was horrible,
I'm
though.
glad we got the movie, but come on, guys. He didn't direct the fucking film. He just starred in it. There's nothing he can do about it.
Ugh. Yeah,
Tell you what.
You should have sent the death threats to whoever wrote the film.
If I got any fans out there that want to send me death threats, you just send them on over. I will respond.
Fun times. Get into the movie itself. Let's get into our pros of this film. Why don't you start?
One thing I did want to elaborate on there, though, like I mentioned just a little while ago, they cut the budget to this film. They cut the budget by $8 million more one day before shooting was supposed to start.
They really did not
That's
want this to
fucked
happen.
up. They did not put anything behind this movie. They cut every corner they could. They thought this movie was going to suck ass. I mean, they had another X-Men movie they needed to make that they knew was going to be a big, giant success.
Yeah. Yeah. That
The last
didn't,
couple X-Men movies failed to perform.
Yeah. That didn't happen.
Yeah, exactly.
We got X-Men movies, just... Yeah, let's not talk about that.
Anywho, you're right. Let's get into the actual movie itself.
Yeah.
You already gave your one negative for the film. I had no negatives. I had a blast with the movie.
Don't get me wrong, I love this film. That's me being a big super fan.
Now, I'm a casual Deadpool fan. I like him. The only Deadpool books I ever bought was a couple of the miniseries and the Deadpool versus Cable run. And then when they redid everything after Civil War and all, I bought all those Deadpool books, that whole run of them, up until they decided to redo it again. That's when I quit reading Marvel books because I couldn't afford them anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the character. I love, that's my biggest, probably the biggest thing about this movie for me. Well, let's save that to the end. The movie's hilarious.
Yes.
The action of the movie is great. The blood and gore, which you don't really get a lot in comic book movies, is awesome.
You get tons of that here.
Yep, you do. And for me, the biggest thing about it is the man himself, Ryan Reynolds. Just, like you said, he studied that fucking character.
Yes.
He became that character. In fact, I still think that the character's rubbed off on him quite a bit. Because in, like, his social media, things like that, he acts a lot like fucking Deadpool sometimes. They just say random weird shit on his social medias and stuff.
Yes.
And I think the character's kind of rubbed off on him.
But, hey, to each his own. But yes, this is a pro of mine as well, as how he just totally nails this character. He nails his wittiness. He nails his insanity. He nails breaking the fourth wall.
Mm-hmm.
He nails it all perfectly.
Yep.
Okay. Now, my next pro for this film, though, would be his supporting cast. They did great with that. I love his supporting cast. I even love Dopender, who is not in the comics at all, but I love that character. I thought that was really good. I thought he played the character well. I can't remember the guy's name, but the guy who played Weasel, he was awesome. He was Weasel from the comic books.
I thought he was really good.
And then you had Blind Al. Oh, she nailed that role. She nailed being Blind Al. I love that so much. And the guy that got to play Ajax was awesome. Just a great supporting cast. Vanessa, awesome again. She was great.
And the chemistry between her and Ryan Reynolds
Was
awesome.
spot on.
Yeah, they did such a good job with that. Man, I'll tell you that that was a lot of fun watching those two.
Oh yeah, their crazies really matched.
Yeah, I loved all of that. I liked a couple things that they did for the movie. I liked that they brought in, what was her name? Negasonic Teenage Warhead.
Yeah.
I like that they gave this character, and I love the interactions with Deadpool. And he's like, oh yeah, go ahead. Finish your tweet. We'll wait.
What's it going to be? Mean comment or long sulking silence?
I like that we got Colossus. Now, we had Colossus before in The Last Stand, and that guy didn't do a bad job.
No, but he wasn't like, Colossus is supposed
He
to
was
be
younger.
like the Juggernaut.
Well, he was like younger then still. He was like 16.
Yeah, but he's supposed to be not
You know.
much smaller than the Juggernaut, though.
Right. But they did make Colossus look fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
Now, because he was all CGI character, they didn't invest in another actor to be his human, non-metal counterpart.
Yeah, because all he ever was metal.
Yeah, he just stayed metal the whole time. And that I kind of wish we would have gotten some of that, but I get with what they're doing why they didn't. So I'm fine with that. I love all of the little pokes and nods at the movies, even at
Yep.
Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. You know, when he talks about he had to get this movie, he had to do something really nice and fondle somebody named that rhymes with
Pulverine.
Pulverine's balls. And then he said he's got a nice round pad down there in an Australian accent because Hugh Jackman is Australian.
He's Australian.
You know, and I just love all of those little pokes. Not only Fourth Wall, because Fourth Wall is just talking to the audience, but he gave like Easter eggs that weren't hidden. They were like right. He's sitting there playing with the fucking action figure from the X-Men movie,
That X-Men orange.
which I actually have that figure. You bought one too, didn't you?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, we did have them. You know, we had those figures because at the time, that was the only Deadpool movie figure that you could
There
get.
was, yeah.
You know, and we were so looking forward to seeing Deadpool the movie when you heard he was coming out too.
Yeah, and then I was.
And we were so
my soul was
disappointed.
crushed.
Even me as a casual fan was like, that's not fucking Deadpool.
No.
You know? But we did finally get this movie, and I think it fulfilled all of our expectations. As the box
Yeah.
office results proved, this movie
Yeah.
was definitely worth it.
Yeah. For all you asshats at 20th Century Fox, I hope Disney fired your asses once they bought you for not wanting to make this movie. Rated R films can't make money.
And luckily, Disney said that
Yes.
they will keep the rated R films going, you know, as long as there's an audience for them.
Yeah.
Well, there's an audience for them.
Yes. Yes, there is. And the fact is, it shattered the box office opening weekend rated R record. It shattered it. The Hangover had the record at like $84 million in opening weekend. That was it for a rated R film. Just $84 million in opening weekend. This movie grossed, I believe it was $134 or $35 million in opening weekend. So it shattered that record. And then, of course, the second film didn't do as well on opening weekend, but still shattered.
And this
The
actually
86
was
million one,
the...
too.
This was also, I believe, the highest grossing rated R film of all time until something else came out. I can't remember
No,
what it
it's
was.
still the highest grossing rated R movie.
I don't think so, no.
No, for opening weekend.
For opening weekend, but total gross is what I'm talking about.
No, I'm just talking about
Nobody
opening
gives a shit about
weekend.
opening weekend.
Well, yeah, they do.
Total
Brad.
gross. Total gross is what people want to see. That's where you get your money.
And what?
Because studios don't make money on them.
Studios, they judge your success by opening weekend. If you don't have
that's your projection, but they have to
if
get.
you don't have a good opening weekend, they consider it a flop.
Like now, you have to make so much money to get, to even get a cut anymore.
Yeah.
You know.
So, guess what? They made a shitload of money off this film. That's what's important. All right. My next pro for this film is definitely the humor in this film. It's all throughout the film. It's serious, but then you can't really take this film seriously. But you know what I'm saying? It's serious, but it's not. Because there are people getting chopped to pieces, shot up. But it's just hilarious. The whole movie's just hilarious. Like the end fight scene where he's going and against all Ajax little minions, and he just all of a sudden stops on this guy and goes, Bob? It's Hydra Bob. But he's not a Hydra agent right now. Well, maybe we'll get to see Hydra Bob later as Hydra Bob. But still, I love the humor of this film, and it just keeps going. This is not going to end well for you.
I get what you mean. It's kind of like they took Braveheart and put a laugh track to it.
Yeah, that's a good analogy.
Some very serious but bloody, gory movie, and they just threw on the Mystery Science Theater 3000 guys over the top.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. Just keep going with the comedy aspect here. Another big pro for me is the one-liners that he has, and it's not like a Schwarzenegger film where you can just name one or two or three in a movie. This is the whole fucking movie. It's just one-liners from Deadpool. And I love it. I love just how it's all one-liners from Deadpool throughout the entire film. But even some of the supporting cast has some great one-liners. Like Weasel, when he sees his face for the first time, saying, "Oh my God, your face, it looks like an avocado had sex with an older avocado." But it wasn't. It was hate fucking. There's weird shit like that.
One of my favorite parts isn't even a comment or a one-liner. It's when he gets his hand cut off, or he actually cuts his own hand off, and it's growing back, and he reaches up and he starts stroking Al's chin with it, and she's like, "Is your hand really tiny?"
Not the size of a KFC spork. Now, if you don't mind, I bet you it feels huge in this hand.
This movie's just fun from start to finish. I like you said, I have a lot of fun with it. I've already mentioned, the things I wanted to mention, but I just really enjoy this movie. It's a blast. It's such a blast.
It is. It's just a fun roller coaster ride that kind of turns into a train wreck at times. A bloody train wreck.
Yeah, but the train wreck is fun to watch.
It's a fun train wreck. I guess the last thing I got for this film, though, is the score for this film, the soundtrack. The music of this film is really, really great.
A lot of early 90s, 80s music as well.
Yeah.
I like the actress that plays, what's her name? The bad chick.
Angel.
I like her a lot because, she's it's an actual fighter and shit. And then
she's in The Mandalorian.
We see her again in The Mandalorian.
Yeah,
I'm like,
she's good in that.
That's the chick from Deadpool.
Yeah.
Yeah, really did enjoy all that. It was a lot of fun. The whole movie's fun. I love it. She's going to do a superhero landing. She's going to do the superhero. It's really bad on the knees. I don't know why they do it, but they always do. Guys, there's only one more thing we have to talk about with this movie. And it's one thing that we talk about with all of these Marvel films. Did you spot Stan Lee?
This is probably one of my favorites for Stan Lee.
Yep. We'll give you 3 seconds. Did you find him? Stan Lee is in the DJ booth at the strip club. He is the DJ.
He's introducing the strippers.
Which he actually said that there was no actual strip club when he did it. They put him in a booth. That was in a room that was totally empty, and he just did his part, and then they CGI put it together. So he's like, that's the only disappointment he had was he didn't get to actually go see any strippers.
Oh,
Guys, it's been a blast. My name is Bronco Juggalo, and I just want to say, where's the fucking chimichangas?
and Bill's saying good night.